Warning, this video may contain spoilers for the TV show or movie that we discuss in this video. If you have not yet watched the TV show or movie that this video is about, please come back to the video at a later time after you have watched the content that was discussed. You have been warned.
Rising with each beat of the music is ringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in.
Tactical nuke incoming!
How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video, and with this one, oh my god. Yeah, it's a bad one. And looking at IMDb, it's apparently rated 5.10 or 5 out of 10. So yeah, it's average. Although I kind of feel it's a little bit more or a little bit less than that. So let's get started. We're talking about The Haunting, which was released in 1999, directed by John DeBont. Hopefully I said that name correctly. Written by David Self and Shirley Jackson, with actors like Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Owen Wilson, Lily Taylor, Bruce Dern, Maureen Schultz, Alex Cromsey, Todd Field, Virginia Madsen, Michael Cavan, Tom Irwin, and many, many, many more. Now, with this particular film, oh gosh, it's, I guess to start it off, to start the review, it's based or is a remake of a earlier, like way earlier film by the same name, with the same exact characters. And the basic premise of this is, or at least for the original film, was a professor is trying to discover or try to study the existence of ghosts. For this particular one, it's a person is studying the effects of fear, and so he sends a group of people to this sort of sleep study in a giant house, claiming it and kind of making it out to be haunted, but at the same time, it turns out, you know, the property itself is actually haunted. Now, oh my gosh, I think I'm talking about the actors for a little bit. I just want to say the actors, or at least for some of them, they try to do what they can with this movie, except Owen Wilson. I'm sorry, I don't know how I feel about Owen Wilson in this, but going further into story, I guess style, I don't know how to describe it. I couldn't tell if this is supposed to be some kind of whimsical fantasy or a horror film, which the original The Haunting was a horror film. And I say this because the theme or the focus is very confused in this film, especially when it comes to some of the CGI or some of the effects or some of the imagery we see, where it's very whimsical. Some of the music also seems, as such, but at the same time, it's just an overall bad film. It really is. As much as I didn't want to shit on it. I mean, really, this is one of those films I kind of was interested about, and I will say that there's a few things they get right. For starters, like there's a moment where they start hearing noises, and to an extent, they start to analyze, like saying, okay, maybe it could be the pipes or so on, which honestly, that is really cool. There is a moment where the character who plays, I think, Eleanor or Nell, Lily Taylor, I believe it was, to an extent, especially when it comes down to the character in the original film, who at first, like, as the story progresses, you think is going crazy. To an extent, like, people start to wonder, like, maybe she's going crazy. But to an extent, going further than that, we know it to some regard, it's not just she's going crazy. It's more so it's ghosts. And I'm going to say this. What really kills the movie, especially when it comes down to this, and I'm going to give some props to the original film. I'm always one of those people, especially when it comes to horror film, where it comes down to showing less than showing more. And less jump scares, like cheap jump scares, and more like subtle and more psychosis moments in the film. I think that gets you a little bit more than just a quick jump scare or loud noise and so on. With the original film, they were really subtle with their scares, as well as the descent into madness for some of their characters, or at least one of their characters in particular. For this, it is just loud, obnoxious, and we see too much, and it is just completely and utterly stupid. So, to an extent, I will say one or two things they get right, Eleanor and one particular scene, but for the rest of the film, some of the concepts are stupid. The ideals of some of the characters and their motives are stupid. The theme is like confused of whether or not to be a horror film or a freaking whimsical fantasy, and it's just a hodgepodge of BS. So, IMDb gave this a 5 out of 10. Unfortunately, there's not much good for me in this film, so I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10. There's not much good, and even the good moments can't hold up the entire film. So, yeah, that was The Haunting, or the 1999 remake of The Haunting, and I gotta say, it is not a good film. By the way, I usually use trailers for the video, but to play it safe, I decided not to. So, with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I think I have nothing else to say. If you guys have anything else you would like to add, leave in the comments down below. If you guys have any requests, let me know in the comments. I might also start doing a Twitter poll if more people, or if we get people that are motivated or at least would want to take part in that. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.